Hey guys, welcome back to a bit of a different episode today, or not even an episode, a bit of a it's a special episode. So what me and Eitan are going to be doing today is we will be breaking down the debate. So we're going to be sharing our thoughts and opinions, breaking down what happened. So let's get into it. If you haven't already, follow us on all social media platforms at The Younger Half. So for those who didn't watch the debates, it varied from racial injustice to COVID-19 to Biden potentially wearing a wire to a biased moderator. Those two things coming out after. So we're here to break that all down. Do not worry, the younger half got you covered.
As always.
And so yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, I mean, Eitan, it's a crazy debate. Some calling it some calling it like the worst, one of the worst debates in history.
That, yeah, I don't even know. I was speechless after watching that. That was like crazy. I was watching it, like my whole family were all like around the TV, it was everyone was watching it. And like even some of my family is like pro Trump, believe it or not. Some is like Biden, so like we were getting at it. It was fun. So
That's
how did
pretty
you
funny.
watch it and everything?
Yeah, so my father, I think he was upstairs, but everyone else we were in we were watching it. We were watching it. It was it's funny
Crazy.
because like you said, like it was like you'd watch it and you'd be either be laughing or you're like, what are you doing? So it was like 2 minutes in and I was watching it with my family. I was like Ma, like this is so boring. Like it was 2 minutes in, something like that.
It
She's like,
got
yeah,
interesting fast, don't
exactly.
worry.
She's like, don't worry about it. Like it. Like just all debates are like that. Just like give it some time. So like 2 minutes later, like they just start ripping each other. Trump isn't letting them, stuff like that.
Yeah, and just everything just went downhill. It was nuts, and like no
Yeah,
one let
that's true.
anyone
It started
talk.
off. It started off with let's talk about the beginning a bit. So it started off by so a few things. It started off like relatively smooth.
Yeah, and then like Trump just like cut
Yeah,
Biden
exactly. And
off.
Trump wouldn't Trump. This is this is this is this is what happened in like the 2016 election debates,
Right.
which I think was a reason that he did so well. Trump did so well in the 2016 was because he would cut off Hillary, and he would overpower her. But something that happened here was that he would just cut him off. He would cut him off and try and overpower him, but Biden wouldn't give in. He would just talk louder. He'd give him his smirk.
Oh, that smirk. That was also great. That was so funny. One of the things though that like Chris Christie, who was actually helped Trump, he was like his debate coach. He said that Trump went in, he was too aggressive, That strategy of cutting Biden off was great because Biden was trying to like say a sentence and then he's yelling at him. Biden could barely like string off like some of his sentences. I don't even know if you noticed that. So he was doing that, but then he was like 20 times more aggressive, Trump. So like, he was being like a little too aggressive. Well, a lot too aggressive, you know?
Not really. I don't understand your point.
Uh, it's not really like it's just like saying that
A
like Trump was
statement.
like very, yeah, it's just like Trump was being like opinion, I guess, but like I thought that like Trump was being very very aggressive and like
Right, right. Well, I mean,
you know,
that's like from what we've seen is like that's how he debates.
but even more than before. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think so.
I think it was that it looked like that because like I said, Biden didn't give in, which was such a great job on his part
Yeah, that was
because
also great.
he wouldn't give in. Trump would start cutting him off. He'd like start like shouting, but and Biden just would talk louder, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just like it was so fun in my house. Like when Biden had like a good like comeback or line, like me and my brother started clapping. it,
That's funny.
it was a party, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we were laughing because yeah, it was funny. It was pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, it was funny, but on the same time, like what people say is the worst presidential debate, in history. It's
Right. I mean,
it was comedy though. It was funny.
yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is that what I heard on what was it? I don't know, son. I heard in a podcast here. I don't remember what. I heard though that 70% of Americans say that the debate means nothing for them for who to elect.
Really? Well, I think what someone said, which was interesting, is that this debate turned undecided voters like away from politics. Like after
I heard
like
that also.
like someone was like, okay, fine, like I don't know anything about these candidates. I'm gonna watch the debate, and like like an
And they
hour
just see each
in, they're
other
just like,
screaming at each other, and
yeah, they're like, I'm never dealing with politics. Like I'm not voting.
right, exactly. They just see each
Crazy.
other yelling, and what the debate was. We'll get into that,
All right.
but I mean, it was interesting because like we said, Biden did a great job. Like he in the beginning, from the get go, I thought Biden was wrecking him.
Yeah, and Biden, it seemed like he had like some kind of written notes because he was like really on the ball and he had like ready
Yeah, my
responses to
sister said
everything.
that she noticed him like writing stuff
Look
down.
and looking down, which is not like
Well, I mean,
illegal, like all
well,
of them have notes. I think
Trump was
she was
doing that
very
also.
yeah,
You're
I
not going to
know.
remember all your facts and all your dirt on the other guy.
Yeah, but Biden had like I think his responses were like faster and quicker and like he definitely was really like did well.
Well, so this is going to be coming out before episode. What episode is it? 15 that's coming out on Sunday.
Oh yeah, 15. Wow.
So I'll admit this. Aton was 100% right. I thought that Trump lowered the bar too much for him. Exactly what you said. You
Yeah.
said that by this was your question. You listen to the episode on Sunday to find out what we're actually talking about. But actually, it won't be Sunday. It's coming. Whatever, unimportant. But
It would be like
um,
Monday or something. I don't know. We'll
who
figure it
knows?
out,
Yeah.
guys.
But what was I saying?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
by lowering the bar. This is your question, or I think you got it from an article. Who knows?
yeah.
But by lowering the bar for Biden, is Trump like setting a trap for himself? And I thought that he did. I thought that that's one thing that went wrong for Trump.
Yeah, because it really seemed like even before the debate, he was walking in there like, yeah, Biden's gonna like flub and everyone's gonna focus on that like two flubs and no one's gonna care what I say and I'm just gonna like overpower this debate. And like when he went in there and as we both have been saying, Biden was really on the ball with ready responses, I think that completely took Trump by the surprise.
Right. I mean, I feel like if you right. I think that's true. I mean, if you go in there just thinking your opponent as less, like I heard this thing that he did the opposite of what you want to do when in a build up to what you want to do during a debate. So what you want to do is you want to raise the expectations for your opponent and lower it for yours. Think about it logically. That makes sense. If you're raising it for them, but then they underperform to the expectations, then by definition they did bad.
Yeah, and I also think that like even without like raising the expectations or not like I don't know, I feel like Trump should have even been more prepared about like what he did. I seem like he was just going at Biden the whole time. He wasn't focusing on himself.
Right. Or well, why would he be focusing on himself?
Well, I did this, I did that, I've been the best here.
Right. Well, I mean, that is kind of what you want to do in the debates. Is you want to say kind of what like the questions were from Chris Wallace. We'll get into him in a
Yeah.
bit. That's a highly debated topic. I think you said I called you. This was what we're recording now was completely on the spot. I called him right now. It's Wednesday night. I called him last night to go to the debates. I was like, I've been taking notes for the episode, and I realized like the notes were piling up. I had like 3/4 of a page. I was like, should record a special. So
I was like,
um
why is Josh calling me in the middle of the debate? Like this had better be important. I was like, what do you
um
want?
yeah, and you told me that I think it was number 2 trending or something like that. That like
Yeah,
that
Chris
Wallace is like
Wallace.
was like bias or whatever the hashtag is irrelevant, but something like that, right?
Yeah, and Trump tweeted a photo like him and then like the VS like verse and then like a picture of Biden and Wallace. He
Yeah, I mean
posted on
that's
like all
what
the
it's in.
socials.
I'm in a great group chat from my school, so that's what they said. They said that like Trump debated two people last night. We'll get into the
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah, we'll
but
get it. We'll get in there.
yes. So um, like Eitan said, he brought good numbers and quotes. And like look in my notes, I said Biden doing unreal.
Yeah, that I saw that. That's funny. He was really though.
In the
He
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even I don't know. I was hoping he was doing well. Like I was like a little bit like going in fingers crossed, but he really did. He like
I mean, he won me over almost. Like I like it,
yeah,
or I mean, I'm on a Biden hot streak. It's been a day, so probably in like 2 days I'll say,
I know
he'll.
I want a t-shirt now.
um, I mean that by definition is a good job, because yeah, you could look at his slip ups. You could look at the slip ups of Trump, and you could look at the slip ups of Biden. Like Biden said, he said that look at the 20 regarding people who died from coronavirus in America. It's 200,000 approximately. So he said, look at the 20, look at the 200 million, look at the 200,000. You could say that for Biden, but you could also say that there are also stuff that Trump did. I could list 5 things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but by definition, Biden did, I think, did do a great job, because look at me, like I gained respect for him. He connected to the people. It was a very good politician outing for Joe Biden, I thought.
Yeah, and to touch on what you just said, connecting with the people. I don't know if you noticed, but he looked at the camera and he like pointed at the
Yeah, there
American
were
people.
so
Like
many
that
things.
was
There was
such
talking.
a big
He can
moment.
not just that. I thought that even in the context of what he was saying. So there was like here I wrote a line right here, guys at home, or you the American people,
Yeah.
or just making eye contact to the people at home. My sister was like he's looking at me, like at one point,
That's funny.
like um
But that was also I thought that was very powerful, no?
yeah, I mean that's what I thought he did an unbelievable job at, was connecting to people at home. I thought that was his main victory in the debates last night.
Yeah, and this, I don't know if you want to go there right now, but this brings us to the whole thing where I think almost every Trump supporter last night said Biden was on drugs, he had earpieces, he had X, he had Y, and he had Z. Like I've seen all these things, you know?
They're
And
all of them are pulling the Chris Wallace card, which is
yeah, that too. It's like, and just some of the things he said without Chris Wallace, and what Chris Wallace was doing was saying, "Shut up," like because he's like not listening to the rules he agreed with, you know?
yeah. I mean, I thought yeah. We'll get into Chris Wallace in a bit, but here like there were some lines that we wrote down. There was the one I thought this was like
Well, like
one
the
of the
Mr.
lines of the
President,
night.
please, that one.
There's a few. There was not from Chris Wallace, from both of
Oh,
them. There was the one that like he said to the president of the United States, "Will you shut up, man?"
yeah,
That
that.
was legendary. There was I thought this was great. The bleach burn. He said like says the guy who
Oh
says to
yeah,
like inject bleach into you. He said like we
that.
all know I was being sarcastic. That was great. Like we all like it was
Yeah, that deserved a couple claps from me, and my brother. It was fun, but yeah, I don't know. It's just Biden had good lines.
yeah. I mean there
No.
was some other stuff. There was I thought Trump. These are two more from Trump. He was talking about his mask? So Trump took out his mask and said, "I bring it out when I need it." He said, "Everyone here was tested. Everyone here was whatever, all that stuff." He said,
Yeah.
I'm multiple feet away from Joe. I'm far from you, Chris." And
Mm.
and then he said that well, like this guy talking about Biden, like if he was like 200 feet away from me, he'd wear a mask, like
Yeah, and he has like the biggest mask in the world, something like
yeah, or
that.
something like that. Who knows? But
And
there's also how then I think it was Biden or Chris Wallace, I don't remember. One of them brought up a great point in saying that like but you look at the one who's saying you say you bring it out when you need it, but then you proceed to have these huge rallies.
right, yeah, I don't know. It's probably
But
both of them.
then But then, no, but then Chris said something like, and Vice President Biden, you have these smaller rallies, and Trump said something like, he said like, yeah, because he has nobody to show up. Like, okay,
Yeah. Also, like Biden flat out said, "You're the worst president in American history."
yeah,
That
that
was
was
also.
yeah, like
I
I
don't know
said, I
if that
have
was
right here.
coming
You're
up
the
in.
worst president in American history. Biden grilling him, like,
Yeah, it was. I was like on this dock like during the debate, and I just saw like we were both like just writing down like everything.
Yeah,
It was
getting
crazy.
into the to the virus section, I thought Trump's defense was very bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah, I don't know
He was
where
just blaming other countries. He said like, look at China, or
China.
look at the China plague, or like look at them, or but then he
Yeah,
did have a good point. Was then I thought it was very interesting. The virus part. What did you think about it? I'll say what I thought in a minute.
yeah. So the whole virus part, I really thought what Biden said was like really. He looked at the camera again. He said like, for all those people sitting here with an empty seat next to them or an
Yeah,
empty seat at the
that when he
kitchen
got like
table.
personal about the people who were lost, that was
Yeah,
interesting right there.
and then Trump just flat out like the whole thing. I didn't want to call it, and he's like all over the place. And he didn't have like he wasn't even just like talking about what actually happened, and that just like really frustrated me. Like 200,000 lives are lost, you know, and he's still like talking about, oh, if you were president, 25 million people like would have been dead. Biden, like that's what Trump said to Biden.
Well,
I just think
because
that
yeah.
he really should have. I don't know. I just feel like Biden just had so much more compassion. I think that's the best word, you know, and that's what we needed, especially with such a topic like this. You need someone with compassion. I don't know. Break it down. What do you think?
So I thought a few things. I thought they both had things. They both had. I thought the virus was very interesting. They both had their ups and downs.
Right.
I thought Trump's original defense of looking at other countries was a horrible one. I did not
Yeah.
like. I thought like that's bad defense, Donald. But I thought his attack on Joe Biden was great. He said he I thought it was fantastic. He like Biden was originally against closing down the country. I thought that was a great attack on Biden.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. Trump did have good lines, and that was one of them. You
That's what I'm
know.
saying. I thought the virus was very up and down, but something that my who was it? I think my father said, or somebody told me.
Right.
Like he said, somebody said if I were Biden, like I would just keep saying like 200,000.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's not like
Uh,
regarding me like
you,
just
you
two hundred
probably already
thousand
got
people died in your
for that.
watch.
Yeah, but then he did say 200,000 people are dead, and Trump's response was, "But if you were president."
Well, because I mean,
I know, because if he gets elected and Trump has to use it against him, but still.
no, I mean that's. I feel like you're thinking about this debate as a rational argument between two guys, like we would have.
Well, what I watched wasn't rational at all, but it was supposed to be a debate about the
Well, because
hot topics, it just
well, a
turned
few
into a
things.
mess.
First of all, Trump's senior campaign advisor just stepped down. First of all, Brad Parscale. Um, that's first of all. I just
Well, he used to
notification is
be like,
literally now.
yeah, just now. I
Yeah.
heard like he was like, I don't know, he the other day he like tried to commit suicide. I don't know if you heard about that. That
Yeah,
was very
I'm reading the article.
scary.
3 days earlier, he was detained by police and hospitalized over suicidal threats he made at his home while holding a gun.
Hmm. And he just stepped down from the entire campaign.
So it's a
Oh
developing
yeah, I
story.
see that.
It's two
Brad
supporters
Caswell
of the
stepped down
campaign
from the
confirmed.
suicide.
I mean,
Wow, so this is happening live, guys. But
um,
wow.
what were we talking about?
We were talking about Biden and COVID-19 and the section.
Right. So I said, right, the debates. So these are all just ways to gain votes and to show that you're the right man. So he's gonna try and make his opponent look bad. He's not having that is technically what a debate is, but I said they're not having a logical, factual debate.
I think it was intended to be, but what happened was just two old men yelling at each other. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know if
we'll
I'm
get
allowed
into
to
the
say that.
conclusion at the conclusion. But
Yeah.
uh,
You want to get into Wallace now? That was big.
yeah, I mean, yeah, in a moment like we have here, like Aiton was just saying, there's so much talking over each other. There's yeah, yeah. So we'll get into Chris Ross, and then we'll break down the racial and the law enforcement part.
Oh yeah, that was big.
So what did you think? what did you think about Chris Wallace? Did you think that his performance was really that bad? Did you think he's biased? That he was like pro Biden? Did you think what do what are your general thoughts?
So there's a lot, Josh. What I was saying was that what I was thinking really is that he was just moderating. When Trump said he said he wouldn't do this, but when Trump said something, or even Biden, that was like, well, let's focus on Trump now. When Trump said something that was a little like crazy, or didn't answer the question, he would be like, Mr. President, or like, sir, can you please answer the question? And everyone's like, oh, he's a Biden supporter. He was like, that isn't bias, and even just him saying, Mr. President, please be quiet, or Mr. President, stop talking over him, everyone's like, oh, he's a radical left or whatever, and he was paid by Joe Biden. It's not what happened. He was just moderating. And I also thought he should have been more like, I think he should have cut Trump's mic. I'm not joking.
I think someone in my family said that also.
Oh yeah, I just remember this. The debate. There's like the group. I forgot. I'm blanking on the word, but like the group of people that like find out the details and the rules for presidential
Checkers.
debates. No,
Oh,
the people that whatever. They said that the next time someone like talks over someone like more than once or twice, their mic is getting cut by the moderator or by the people in the back.
Yeah, it's big talkers. We'll have to see about that. What
I
did
don't
you
know.
think generally about his general moderating?
I think he should have been like louder. He should have really put his foot down. I know it's hard to stop, but like he did a good job, because like there's nothing he could have done. Trump would just kept talking and they just kept fighting. But I really think that like he should have stepped in more. He shouldn't have let them ramble. And I know he tried. We've all heard him say like, guys, please, excuse me, guys, like, please be quiet. And he tried. I don't know how much he could have done. Like, what do you think?
So I think a few things. I think that he I think in the beginning, I thought he did pretty solid. Like in the very beginning, he was doing good. He was, pitching fair questions. He would challenge one person with it and then challenge the person with facts. But I thought he let it get out of control. Which, yeah, it's hard, but it's your job. You are the moderator. It's your job to let that not happen, which is why people on Twitter were trashing him. But at the same time, you do have to acknowledge he's dealing with Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Right.
So you need a few things. You need to acknowledge that it's very difficult to calm down and have a quiet camp, as they'd say, with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. But at the same time, I do think that, like, in the end of the day, it is his job to have order.
I have a question. Do you think that he was expecting anything like this, that he could have like prepared to how to stop them? I don't even think that like he was ready for this.
Well, I feel like that's irrelevant.
Obviously, he was. What do you mean? Like, if he didn't
Because,
even think that
you're the moderator. You are the moderator, period.
I know. I don't know how he could have stopped it. That's what I'm trying to say. I guess.
Say like I don't know. I don't know. That's not up to us to decide. Thank God we're not the moderators. That's up to him. That's why he's there. That's my point. Is he is the moderator. He should be keeping order. But at the same time, you do still need to. I'm not blaming him. I thought he probably did the best he could. Could if he had been more strict? He doesn't have the authority. It's a whole. It could be a whole thing. I think that in the end of the day, he did what he could, but at the same time, he is the moderator. So it's a tough dilemma.
Do you think he was biased though?
Do I think he was biased? I mean, I don't think he was biased because he, like I just said, he's the moderator, so he's moderating. He's telling Trump. No, that's the problem. Is like people will say he's biased because he's telling Trump to not interrupt Biden.
But that's not
something. That's his job. That's what I just said. I just said
exactly.
He's the moderator.
That's why I agree. Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
That's why those everyone's saying that like he was so biased is like just wrong, you know?
I mean, I think that like a lot of I saw like on TikTok and stuff like that, a lot of right wing people are not happy with him.
For his performance.
No, for his quote unquote biasness,
Oh, with Chris Wallace.
whatever the word is. I don't. Yeah,
I don't know. It's just funny because if he was like so like Trump's one-on-one guy and like pressing Joe Biden the whole time, they would have been like he's the best. So it's not like it's just like I don't know.
what?
I don't know
What are
how
you
much
getting
they
at?
like nothing really.
My mother, I'm looking for it right now. My mother sent I think it was a, oh yeah, it was looks like I don't know, Facebook post from the Daily Show. I quote: Chris Wallace's debate performance tonight is a great reminder that kindergarten
Kindergarten
teachers are
teachers are
underpaid.
underpaid. Yeah, I saw that.
Great
That was
line.
great. Yeah, he had a great. I saw his piece on like his reaction. He had a good piece. It was
Yeah, I like
just
that. Like he's at least from his post. I don't watch the show, but he's at least from what it looks like acknowledging the fact that it was not the greatest debate. He's acknowledging that they're both acting like children and stuff like that. From what it seems,
and
I don't know.
Wallace like just the whole thing was that he just couldn't like I don't know. That's why, like he said, it's like a kindergarten teacher because the kindergarten teacher has trouble like controlling the kids, and like he couldn't control them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that, and I also think the fact that I thought that it like yeah, basically you just said he can't control them because they're acting like kindergarten children.
Yeah, it was just crazy. You know.
Yeah.
I think we should move on to what happened when Wallace pressed Trump on condemning white supremacists, and Trump completely like didn't answer the question. In fact, Trump said to Proud Boys, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, is he said to them, you should like stand back and stand by. And now they have like T-shirts about it, and they have like everything, and I just think that was crazy, you know.
Yeah, I
What
mean
was
that's
your like initial reaction?
I mean, I thought that I thought a few things. I thought that he did say like I'll do it right now in the beginning. He did say that.
What do you mean?
Like when Chris Wallace asked him to
No, and
denounce
then
white supremacy, he said I'll do it right now. So
but then he didn't do it.
I mean, I feel like he did, but then he was on the right path, but then he pulled a Trump. He then was like, "Well, the problem is the left," and then I was like, "Oh boy, like here we go."
Yeah, but that I think was like the craziest part of the whole debate, you know?
Right.
The whole thing though. Um yeah, I don't know. That what I want to get to really like I don't know if I'm wrapping up too fast, but like the conclusion, like everyone's reaction. I don't know if you've been checking social media. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
everyone's
and
like,
all these
yeah,
reporters, like to quote CNN's Jake Tapper, he said that was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck, you know? And like CNN's Abby Phillips said it was a complete disaster. And George Stephanopoulos said that it was one of the worst presidential debates in history. It was crazy, you know?
yeah. I mean, it wasn't a great debate. It was not because it was just all over the place. It was just yelling and like little children. It just wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't.
Yeah,
So I have to
it
say,
doesn't make sense, you know? It was crazy. The whole thing.
yeah, I thought that too. I thought like I thought that it was just not. It was just all over the place. It wasn't good, like I just said.
Yeah. All right, guys. I
Yeah.
hope you
So
enjoyed this
yeah, I
bonus
mean,
segment.
thank you.
That
Yeah,
was
thank you for listening to this special episode. Keep an eye out this Monday or so. Keep an eye out for our newest episode. Follow us on all social media platforms. If you'd like to help grow our podcast by supporting us by committing to a monthly donation at the anchor.fm/younger/support or press on the link in the description. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe.